I was wrong. Wah, wah, wah. What's up, guys? It's Sam here with Sam Alva Trades, and I'm going to give you my trade recap from today. As you can see here in the right corner of the screen, I did lose $180 today. Um, it was all my error, my mistakes, my just inability to cope with the psychological side of it. So we will speak on the psyche part of trading in this video. So we'll get into the numbers and I'll kind of explain what my steps are going forward to end the week and to also end the month because we are approaching the end of the month. If you can't tell, it's 25th. All right, so I was up this first trade. So if you look at this first trade, I did buy some calls. All right, so Micron Technology had beast earnings. They beat it just way above expectations, right? But when market opened, we did have a pretty aggressive sell-off, an extremely aggressive sell-off. It dropped probably about 100 points, right? So once I saw the bottom kind of begin to develop, the support began to develop, I did get into some calls. I bought two contracts for $3,300 each, so it was a little over $6,000 on the trade. I made 900 on this trade, right? Now this was the bread and butter where I lost it all. So I thought it was gonna basically go choop, boom. I thought it was gonna recover and then reject again off of a lower high, just due to the fact that it had an extremely aggressive sell-off. So I held the puts way too long. I hold it way into a recovery area. So this trade here, where I bought in for one contract $3,200 and I sold it for $2,200. This trade I lost $1,100 on this trade, so it completely wiped out my profit for the day. I could have just walked away. $900 was great. I believe it was around 20 to 30%. So, oh, let's do the numbers since I'm a numbers guy. I don't know what that is. Sorry. So 3360 times 2, so 6720. I believe I made 946. 946, yep. So 946 divided by 6720. Oh, wasn't as high as I thought. So 14%. I did make 14% on the trade today. So that was great. $900. But a part of me was being greedy. I wanted to break 1,000. And I did for a brief moment. And I want to see if I can squeeze a little bit more out of it. And that's where I lucked. My luck ran out. So look right on the chart on the 1 minute time frame. If we go in here, so this is where I saw the recovery pretty much begin to develop. It was pretty instant. So I did get in and get out pretty much the same candle. This move alone from 1144 up to 1164, that was a 20-point move. So that's why I was able to get $900 profit in that move. All right. So entry, exit. All right. So again, I expected a rejection. Now, my thought process was this was a higher low, or excuse me, a lower high, but I didn't take into account for this is a higher low. I didn't take that into consideration. I thought it was going to reject again. So since it rejected here at this key level, I didn't want to call it a key level. It rejected at this level. I anticipated another rejection once this wick began to form on the 1 minute. So I did get in right here. Even this one little candle right here, I believe I had about $200 profit for that trade. That put me at 1,100. I would have had 1,100 on the day, but I wanted it to break the 1140 area. That's also where my strike price was, so I would have been in the money. It would have been pretty good. It probably would have been $400 on that alone. Didn't do that. Basically found the support. It did not break at all, and then it did have a breakout. I was waiting for it to break out here because it kept trying to get a little choppy. It kept trying to, couldn't really tell what it was doing, to be quite honest. But that's why you don't trade off of these types of sideways movement patterns. So once it broke out here, I decided to just basically get out the trade. Just I was already down, like I said, the $1,100 and the call side of things, or excuse me, the put side of things. So wasn't the best, but that was all my doing, only because, again, psychological error. Because if I had $900 to start with, right? If I had 900, obviously it's taking away from that profit. So as it's slowly picking back up, it's taking away from that profit. So I could have sold when my profit went from 900 to 800. I could have sold at 500. I could have sold at 400, but nope. I held it until everything was wiped out. And that's what you do not want to do. You want to stay green on the day. And the best way to do that is to just take the mental out of it and just be content. Because again, if I spent, let's go back to it. If I spent 3360 times 2, pull up the calculator. 3360 times 2, 6720. Now, if we get 5% off of that, $340. So if I would have sold when my profit had cut down to 400, where I originally was thinking about selling, I still would have had my 5% target for the day. But I didn't think of it like that. And that's why you have to stick to your rules and stick to, the trading plan that you have in place. Due to the fact that I was, again, trying to be greedy and break the 1,000, that's why I got wiped out. If I would have kept in mind, oh, 5% is $340. I could have sold at 400 and I would have been okay. It would have been great. I wouldn't have been taking a red day. But again, red days are inevitable. This was my first red day in about 2 weeks, so not bad. Also, with that being said, week to date from Thursday to Thursday, I am still up 5,000 on the account. So good there. Um, and also, it's really just mind boggling to myself only because if it beat earnings by so much, why was I expecting a bigger sell off? Because of this aggressive sell off here, and I thought it was gonna retest the 1140 area, maybe even 1100 area before we saw more buying pressure pick back up. But it seems like it was a solid stock movement today, because if you look at all the other charts as well, they all correlated. Well, the semiconductor area and the Nasdaq. So QQQ is the ETF for Nasdaq. Um, it, Everything followed the same trend. Aggressive sell-off, found the support, recovered, rejected, but still had a higher low. So it pushed up and then ended up being choppy pretty much throughout this time. So stick to your plan. Don't deviate from your plan, and you won't end up like me. I probably would have sold earlier. I know I would have sold earlier if I didn't have a profit to begin with, but it's neither here nor there. The fact that I let it sit for $900 and just go, that's the part where I have to really just lock in and remember my profit goal for 5%. Because I've been getting fortunate. I didn't want to call it luck. I've just been fortunate enough to get these 10% days, 14% days, 20% days, 30% days. I've been getting fortunate, so it took my mind away from my original goal, which is the 2.5 to 5% profit. I'm like, yeah, today, duh, they just beat earnings. They're selling off aggressively. They're about to reject. Duh. But it doesn't work like that. So going in tomorrow, the best thing to do is to not take in these, like, don't harp on the losses that you take because you're gonna experience losses. Any professional trader, retail trader, that is, we don't have the inside knowledge. They all take losses. Some people may have a good week, a good month, a good 3 6 month run, but there will be losses. It is inevitable. So it's just about managing the risk. As long as your profits are greater than your losses, you're still good. Again, I'm still up on the week to date. So I like that plan. So going forward, basically what I'm going to get into before we cut the video, tomorrow, being that I traded with such a large amount, I traded with a total about $9,000 today. If you see that, the first trade was about 6,700, and then I purchased the puts for 3,300. Was it? Let's go back to the trade tab. Whoops, wrong tab. Yep, $3,300. All right, $9,000, like I was saying. So going forward, I'm gonna scale back down and look for those same profit ranges as well. So probably won't be taking a trade for $6,000 again. I'm gonna limit myself to maybe around 3 or 4 thousand and take it from there, especially since tomorrow is the last day of the week. Um, Maybe I'll get into some same day expirations. Maybe I'll just jump into next week expirations, but definitely scaling down and not to hold on to this loss because, again, think of all the positives. I had a really good week. I had a really good last 2.5 weeks, that is. So basically, since the start of this channel, I had a really, really good journey so far. So I was a little disappointed more so in myself, not the amount that I lost, just because I didn't follow my own plan. And at the end of the day, you have to follow your plan. Just because you've taken a loss does not mean your plan is broken. It does not mean it's ineffective. None of that. Things just don't always go as planned. So now I'm going to have to reel it in, lower my position size, and look on things at the larger time frame. Understand the fundamental side of this stock. So I'm probably going to jump back into some semiconductors only because there's a lot of news around it right now. So there's going to be good volume. Hopefully not as much volatility, but only time will tell. So again, manage your risk. A day not traded is still a day one. Know when to take your profits and do not overtrade. 2 trades in a day for me, it's kind of a lot. I usually just like to get one, hit my goal, and get out. So again, since yesterday I had 2 trades. I want to say the day before I placed 2 trades also. I don't know. I feel like I was on a hot streak. I felt like I was the GOAT. I felt like I was the man. I was on top of the world. I wish you could see. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna show you my background quick. I feel like I was right here on this mountain. If you can see, it's probably cut out. Thought I was up here on this mountain, boys, but I wasn't. Also, that being said, trust how you feel. I woke up this morning, I felt a little more anxious. I don't know if I was excited, but I was anxious. So, if you are feeling different going into the trading session, take all of that into account. Again, lower the position size. Don't try to, fight how you're feeling. Go with how you're feeling. Trust your instincts. So, I plan to keep on showing you guys my wins, my losses. Hopefully, this is the last loss that you'll see for a while. But content's gonna keep coming out. I want to be transparent. I want you to see that every day is a green day. Just know how to manage your risk. All right. If you appreciate the content, again, Sam Alvord Trades. Started up a TikTok for it, so you could definitely follow me on the TikTok. Um, Subscribe, comment, like on this channel, and let's end the week on a banger. No, we're not going to end on a banger because we're going to lower the position size. It can still be a banger though. If you think about it, if I make 30% on $3,000 trade, I just made pretty much back what I lost today. Well, I made my profit. I'll definitely make back what I lost today. It was only 180 bucks. But all right, that's all I got for you guys. Take it easy. Take it simple. I don't have a cool outro yet, so that's all I got for you guys. All right, later.